Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Any audio crackle? Any audio crackle? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Any audio crackle? Any audio crackle? Hey, William. Just waiting for some people to show up, I think. Yeah, new game. Not Skyrim. I figured since it was Halloween, I'd try something a little different. I think you might actually like this one. Hey, Aster. How does the audio sound? Audio is good. Yeah, okay, I think maybe because I was having a lot of problems with crackling on my audio. Um, I think the root cause of the issue there was because I was streaming at such high quality. I was streaming at 1080p, 60 frames per second, and 9 megabits per second on the bandwidth. So I figured, like, because a lot of times it would work fine, it would look great, but then at some point the crackling would start and it would start getting worse and worse and worse. So I figured maybe it was part of like just bandwidth issues. I'm on cable internet right now, which is burstable, so it's not like a constant steady bandwidth that you get all the time. So based on what my neighbors are doing and what everybody else on this common node is doing, yeah, my bandwidth might dip. Okay, I broke the audio. Is the audio working okay now, or are you saying that I broke the audio with the quality of my stream? Because I can't seem to monitor quality without getting an echo on the same computer here. Oh, he's messing with you? Okay, it's fine now. All right, good. All right. Let's see. We got 4 viewers. I'm expecting not as many viewers this time around. Just because it's not Skyrim, and that's just the way Skyrim streaming and Skyrim content works. If you're known for your Skyrim content, and then you do something else, you're probably going to get half viewership. I think that's just the way it goes. Okay, we'll get started here in just a second. I'm just trying to tie up a few loose ends on my side here. Yeah, so I'm not streaming at 1080p right now. I decreased the quality down to 720p. I think we're still getting 60 frames per second, though. But that seemed to fix the audio issues for me. And it could just be the graphical nature of this game being... Oh, yeah, good call, William. I need batteries. Could just be the nature of this game being a little more graphically intense. That was causing the crackling. And then maybe during my Skyrim stream a few days ago, the same thing was happening during more graphically intense portions of that stream as well. Okay. Battery's ready to go. Thanks for the reminder on that. This is the RE3 remake, yes sir. So if you are original, or you are familiar with the original game, a lot of this stuff will look familiar, but a lot of this stuff will look new. More than just a facelift, it was remade from the ground up with modern technology. The game looks great, plays great. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, so I think I mentioned before doing like a small series at the end of the year of my 3 favorite games that came out that year. This is one of them. Full disclosure, I think I only played 3 new games this year so far. Maybe only 2. I was reserving the other spot for Cyberpunk 2077, but of course that got delayed again. And who knows when that's actually coming out. I know they set the release date for like December 10th or something like that. But after going gold and then delaying it again, That's I kind of don't trust any date they throw out there now. I'm glad that they're just waiting for it to be perfect before they release. But if that's the case, it's like, don't even give us a release date then, and don't flag your product as gold. You know. Anyway, I'm a little butthurt about it. I was really looking forward to that game. Okay, so yes, this is Resident Evil 3, the remake, which came out earlier this year. I don't know, it might have been like February, March, or something like that. One of my favorites this year. I think we're going to go ahead and just start a regular story from scratch here. We're going to go ahead and do standard mode. I have actually played all through them, and I have managed to beat it on the hardest difficulty level in just over an hour. But I think this time through, we'll just start a new game on regular standard difficulty so that people can get the full experience. You know? Yeah, they're just working on the bug fixes and stuff, but that's the same reason that they gave when they delayed it the last time. And we know how that turned out. It sounds like... Hold on, I'll be quiet here for a second.
This pandemic has spread faster than any disease in modern history.
This is before the actual pandemic hit, by the way. I hope it doesn't turn out like this.
He was knocked unconscious.
Citywide emergency has been declared.
The CDC has quarantined the lower Midwestern region of the U.S.
Commitment, honesty, integrity, these are the core values that create the foundation for Umbrella. It's this foundation that will continue to build a brighter future for all of us.
A little bit of return to the roots with the live action intro there. I kind of liked it. I know it's probably cheaper to shoot that whole thing live action than try to render it all in the game engine. So it was probably a budget consideration, but I still dig it. Yeah, so, Haster, there's some conflicting reports about that. I feel like a lot of the team is stressed and overworked, the CDPR team, anyway. But many of them probably are not. It's probably a case-by-case basis, but yeah, it does seem to be a bit of a mileage may vary situation for a lot of those people. Okay, this next sequence here is a little bit of a bait and switch too, because the last mainline Resident Evil game that came out was Resident Evil 7, and that was all in first-person view. So I think they're doing a bit of teasing with that as well, with this. So the main character in this game is Jill Valentine. She was featured heavily in the first game, Resident Evil 1. This is kind of exploring the aftermath of that after she escaped that zombie-ridden mansion. It turned out that the company Umbrella was behind a bunch of the chemical weapons research that was going on in that mansion in the first game. And now she's been put on probation because they're afraid that she's going to be like a whistleblower or whatever for what was going on there. So this is Jill Valentine's studio apartment. Not very swank, but you know, property values in a metropolis such as this, Raccoon City, are pretty elevated, I would imagine. She's a bit of a fashionista. Or fashionista, as I like to pronounce it. My wife gives me all kinds of grief for that. She's a bit of a reader, it looks like, and there's her beret from the first game when she was in full uniform. Not getting much reception there on the television, it seems. And this is her research on what's going on with Umbrella. All the chemical weapons stuff that they've been fiddling around with. So you can tell the graphics are great. Lighting looks amazing. Getting a bit of a frame hit. I can usually play this game at 165 frames solid. But I switched over to windowed borderless mode for this, and it's causing just a little bit of graphical hitching when I move the camera and stuff, just like we saw with Skyrim. Yeah, Umbrella boo hiss indeed. Okay, I gotta be quiet. Uh-oh. Not good. I feel like there's only one way out of this situation. Okay, game over. Hope you enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun, right? I'm just kidding.
Gets worse every night.
Recurring nightmare, huh? Sorry. Mind my crackling. I'm eating a protein bar.
More days, then I can kiss this town goodbye.
Spent all morning doing technical support, trying to diagnose my technical issues and my audio stuff.
Too many pills.
That I didn't get to eat breakfast. Excuse me. And now I'm talking and eating at the same time, causing a wrong pipe situation. Okay, so we can get some backstory here. By the way, this Resident Evil 3 timeline takes place at roughly the same time that the Resident Evil 2 timeline was going on. So everything that happened in Resident Evil 2 is actually happening right now. Jill's just a separate perspective on the same time. Jill's report. September 26, 1998. It's already been 2 months since that mess with Umbrella. Thanks to the suspension, investigations haven't progressed exactly as I'd hoped. Perhaps this written record of what I've found will prove to be my final duty as a STARS officer. I can only hope that it leads to the truth. The T-virus. Those infected by this virus seem to become literal zombies. It appears to be communicable via several different avenues outlined below. Bite from an infected individual, allowing the mixing of bodily fluids. Contact with crows which have eaten infected carrion. And due to the strength of the virus, airborne infection cannot be discounted. It should be noted that those who survived the incident have not yet developed symptoms. It's unclear whether this is because the virus has a long incubation period, or because we just happen to be resistant to the infection. We ought to remain vigilant even after this investigation period ends. As for me, aside from my minor difficulty sleeping, I seem to be in fine shape. Still, I shouldn't get too hopeful. After all, this could be an extended incubation. Hence the fears manifest as nightmares, I suppose. Be a scary situation. Investigation notes. Umbrella, pharmaceuticals company, industry leader in market share. Focuses on military weapons development while maintaining cover as a pharmaceutical company. Also secretly developing bioweapons. T-virus outbreak at Arklay Mountains research facility. Predicated the mansion incident. Conspiring with Raccoon City leadership. Large donations to Mayor Warren's office and effectively controls the city. Some serious conspiracy allegations going on here. Message from a colleague to Jill Valentine. Hey Hotshot, how you holding up? I still can't believe Iron suspended you. It's such bullshit. He oughta pin a medal on you for making it out of that hellhole back in July. Of course you're going to poke around and ask questions about it. Hope you're not mad at me for keeping my head down. Everything's been happening so fast. Stars was the pride of the force. When the chief disbanded us out of nowhere, I thought for sure I was going to lose my job. Word has it you're planning to leave Raccoon City? I figured you wouldn't take the suspension laying down. Just promise to watch your back. Umbrella won't sit by while you dismantle their business. Take care, Jill. Stars, this Brad Vickers, Stars Alpha Team, now and forever. P.S. I had to slip this message to the pizza guy to avoid detection. Enjoy the extra large Mega Meat Supreme. It's on me and the guys. Mega Meat Supreme, huh? Looks pretty good. Getting some really weird frame timing issues. I wonder... Yeah, I bet that's it. G-Sync is probably disabled for windowed mode. Let's get through this area real quick to the next safe spot, and then I can probably fix the frame rate issues. Or the frame timing issues, anyway. Frame rate seems to be fine. And we're back to third-person view. So Jill looks great in this. I think they did a great job with her model. The way these games work is there's a lot of real-time facial expression animation changes. And I think that in order to do that with all the... with keeping the performance high and everything, is there's a strong... It seems like there's a strong digital resolution... I'm sorry, dynamic resolution scaling on it, so her face tends to get a little blurry when her facial expressions are changing. Just the way the engine works. Still looks great. Yeah, I just installed that this morning, William.
Hello?
Jill, are you okay?
Brad, is that you?
Listen, you gotta get out of there.
What are you talking about?
I don't have time to explain. You gotta get out of there right now.
All right, let me grab my...
Ooh, what's this thing? And I thought I had a tough morning with all the technical issues.
What the hell is that thing?
Gotta get away from this thing.
No way.
Oh. I don't think that guy's gonna make it. Uh-oh. Oh. That guy was juicy. Looked like he was well hydrated at least. So yeah, the STARS team. I don't remember what it stands for. It's kind of like a SWAT team. It's a Special Forces branch of the Raccoon City Police Department. So Jill's a bit of a super cop. As you can see, she's quick on her feet and off her feet, and quite resilient and resourceful. So the fact that she's kind of a badass kind of leads to this game taking more of an action horror path than the last game, Resident Evil 2, which was more of a survival horror, following Leon Kennedy, a rookie cop, and Claire Redfield, who knew some self-defense from her brother Chris Redfield, who was featured in the first game, but wasn't really any kind of special forces police officer or anything like that.
Jill? Over here!
Brad.
You okay?
Special Tactics and Rescue Squad. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Hester.
But right now it's got a hard on for the only 2 stars left in town. You and me. I'm not sticking around. Just look around you. The longer we wait, the more screwed we are.
Okay, so this is Raccoon City.
I don't know.
It's quite dense, quite populated. Typical downtown area in any kind of like metropolis city. There are a lot of Easter eggs. So there's Captain Commando right there. Mars Carlisle's off duty. 1942, which kind of looks like Top Gun over there, is another Capcom game.
We appear to be dreaming. How could this many people be infected?
And we're going to see Morrigan from the Darkstalkers series on
Here they come!
the stand-up, the cardboard stand-up outside of this bar here that we're going to run into.
There's so many.
And there's a lot more references to like 90s pop culture and other Capcom games. See, there's Morrigan right there. She is a succubus from the Darkstalkers series, which is a fighting game based on classical monsters. It's great. Uh-oh. Not Brad, he was our only friend.
Don't think about it. We're gonna make a run for
Hey
it.
Strudel, yeah, zombie apocalypse. Special Halloween departure from Skyrim, I think.
Still a team?
Always.
Then do me a favor. Don't fuck up like I did. Go!
Brad's such a good guy. I feel like we barely got to know him.
I'm sorry, Brad. Sorry.
Oh, she apologizes a lot. Think she should make a New Year's resolution to stop saying sorry so much. Okay, now this is part of the tutorial where it's teaching us how to shoot, but I'm not going to waste the bullets on this guy when I can just run away. That doesn't look good. Oh, yep, there we go. Now you might be thinking to yourself at this point, if you're a fan of games with strong female lead characters, that Jill reminds you a lot of Lara Croft from the Tomb Raider series. But what you should be thinking is that Lara Croft reminds you a lot of Jill Valentine from the Resident Evil series. Because Tomb Raider came out sometime along the lines of like June
Come on, there's a
or July of 1993 on the PlayStation 1.
I'm not going out there!
But Jill Valentine beat her by almost a year. I think Resident Evil 1 launched on PlayStation 1 around August or September of 1992. So Jill was the original survival female badass. Although I will say that, ooh, zombie dogs too, huh? I will say that I think the remake of Resident Evil 3 probably borrowed a lot from the new Tomb Raider series, the Tomb Raider reboots. Which is kind of apparent even in Jill's wardrobe. So there's a bit of give and take there between both studios. How much you want to bet that guy's going to crash through as soon as I try to go to the next area here? Uh-oh. So this being a survival horror game, ammo is at a premium. So I'm not going to try to stand here and shoot every single enemy and kill every single enemy. It's not that kind of game. When I can, at least until I get a good stockpile of ammo built up, I'm going to use my guns almost exclusively as a means for causing stagger to the zombies and just trying to run around them. So while this game is more action-oriented than Resident Evil 2 or the previous Resident Evil games, it's still very much survival-oriented as well in terms of limited resources. Oh man. Shouldn't have skipped that tune-up. Am I right? Oh, hey Loki. Good to see you pop up. It's not Skyrim, not Jagasta, but I figured it was probably, if I was going to stream this game, now would be the best time for it. It's one of my best, or my favorite games of the year. And it being Halloween, thought maybe we'd take a spooky departure. Of course the car won't start, right? No seatbelt, this is probably going to be bad. Oh no, are we getting crackling again? Is it just the microphone or is it the game audio too? Okay. The guy is a fuckface, did you see him? Does not care about your rocket, though. Let me know if the crackling gets worse or unbearable. I'll see what I can do to remedy the situation.
I got you.
Who are you? What are you doing?
Name's Carlos. I'm saving you. Come on. Let's get you someplace safe.
I want to address my frame timing issue, too. We have a save point coming up here pretty soon.
I think we're in the clear.
Hope so.
We've been bringing survivors here.
Here where?
My guys have converted some subway cars into a shelter. It's safe.
I'm fine.
Personal space. Okay, I get it. Let's go. Oh, come on. Who's the dipshit that closed this? Sorry, we're gonna have to go around.
Hey, what do you know about that monster?
Oh, hey, Bailfish.
I've never seen anything like it.
Good to see you pop up, too.
It knows what it wants and won't stop till it gets it. Don't you like that in a man?
No thanks. He's all yours.
Listen, I promise you're in good hands. I'm with the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service. UBCS for short.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You guys are the ones who caused all of this.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about? You don't have to trust me, but I'm going to the shelter.
I'm sorry to hear that, Loki. Let's try to hang in there, okay? We're all pulling for you. I guess they probably can't operate on your tooth either while you're sick, huh?
Use our help.
Carlos, you didn't even think to ask fine young lady her name? She is an elite operative of RPD, Special Tactics and Rescue Service. Her name is...
Oh, I probably just missed your messages, Bayofish.
It's
I get a little distracted at the beginning.
Nice to meet you, Jill.
Sorry, I didn't see you then.
I am UBCS Platoon Leader Mikhail Viktor. My team was sent here to rescue civilians.
Right. How's that going for you?
The city is completely cut off, isolated. Most of the 100,000 civilians will wind up dead. Correction, undead. My platoon has suffered serious losses. Just keeping them alive is more than I can manage.
Well, you can thank your corporate overlords for that.
Yes. Well, we are doing all we can. If we can get this subway train moving, we can evacuate some survivors. But we need help. My men cannot do this alone.
Anybody ever see the movie Brain Candy? The Kids in the Hall feature movie?
I'm in. But I am on their side, not yours.
Oh, hey. It's cool. We all want the same thing.
This Colonel guy here, he kind of reminds me of the cab driver that is talking about the kinky animal porn and kicks the people out of the cab.
I know what a radio is.
First things first. We need to get you geared up. Head up to street level. You'll find supplies there.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, I see you guys saying that it's crackling a bit more now, even from the game. There is a save point here really quick. I'm gonna get there, and okay, this is just about how to craft ammo with stuff that you find in the game. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna save the game. I'm gonna fiddle with some settings. I'm going to stop the stream on my end, not the stream itself, but the stream that the monitor stream that I have up on my other monitor. So if it does turn out to be a bandwidth issue, that will address it. I'm also going to limit the frames per second to 60. That might help with stressing the GPU a little less, so that it can focus on streaming quality.
And how do I do that?
Let's start by restoring power.
And I am doing desktop capture right now. I'm not capturing directly from the
Copy that.
game.
Let's do this fast.
So let's do a quick save here. This game only allows you, it does some auto saving, but it only allows you to save at certain typewriter points here. Okay. Let's quit the game here. All right, let's see what we got here. Enabled for windowed and full screen mode, so that should help with the... So that doesn't explain the frame timing issues that I've been getting. Interesting. Go ahead and pause the monitor stream on my end so I can still... Okay, how's the audio now? Now that I'm not running a game, is the audio clean? That will tell me if it's a resource issue or not. It does look like GPU was pegged at 100% at some point there. CPU not quite, but close. Okay, so yeah, I think limiting my frames to 60 will be the answer there. First, I'm going to see if I can do that in-game. If not, then I can do it through the control panel. So yeah, it's kind of a give and take with GeForce Experience using the GPU to power its streaming. It means it's less of a draw on system resources, but also when the GPU gets stressed with a newer game, then stream quality is going to dip. You're just going to start getting artifacting, and in this case, it's the crackling started up again right as soon as. All right, well, let's see here. Here we go. That might fix it. So now we're back at 60. Okay, let's try that for a few minutes. See how that works. So this should stress the GPU much less. In fact, yes, I'm only getting about 50% GPU usage right now. So let me know. And since I'm not streaming any more than 60 frames per second anyway, this shouldn't be an issue. Still hearing crackle at the moment. Well, that's not good. Game and voice, or just game, or just voice? That's no good. Balefish, you're talking streaming on CPU encoding is better in your thinking? Are you talking about using OBS instead of GeForce Experience or Shadowplay? Because I tried that a while back when GeForce Experience was broken and my game audio, or my game performance just was terrible. I have a much stronger GPU than I do a CPU at this point. Okay, well, let's play the game a bit and get some game audio in here. The only reason I'm able to stream Skyrim at such high settings is because I'm using GeForce Experience to do it. And the audio crackling isn't always a thing. I gotta figure this out. Some storage packs here. Let's see here. So you get herbs in this game, just red and green herbs. You can combine a red and green herb into a green-red mix, and that will fully Bitrate for streaming US, not as high as you could use for record. But well, of course, it depends on CPU bit. Yeah, so I've actually, let's see. I've actually dropped down to 720p on the 720p 60 frames per second. I guess I could drop down to 30 frames per second, but I can't change those now while I'm broadcasting live. I can't do that live. So usually I stream at 1440p, 1080p, 60 frames per second, and 9 megabits per second. So I dropped this down today to 6 and 720p, and that seemed to fix my audio. That seemed to fix my audio issues for a while. Yeah, Haster, that's the other thing, is I did swap out my cable with a brand new one just this morning. So I don't think it's the cable, because I remember crackling from Tuesday's stream. Hey, The Wind. I guess I'm dealing with technical issues, more audio crackle again, so that's why you're seeing not much going on here. How is the audio when the game is running but not doing anything?